What if the moment you were born, the law got it wrong? What if a single word on your birth certificate, written before you could even speak, defined you incorrectly? At birth, the world made a decision for her. Kagaya nating lahat, pinanganak tayong may nakalaan na nakasarian sa atin, na nakasaad sa ating kani-kaniyang birth certificate. Ito ay base sa ating biology. A name Jennifer, a label of being a female. But what if that decision was wrong? This is the case of Republic versus Kagandahan. Lumaki si Jennifer kagaya ng normal na bata, nakasuot ng bestidang pambabae sa eskwelahan, pumipila rin sa linyang pambabae. Pero, as she grew older, something didn't add up. Her body began to tell a different story, a different voice, a changing form, no signs of the life she expected to live. Wala siyang buwanang dalaw. At yung breast niya, hindi na din na-develop. Doctors eventually found the answer. A rare condition, a congenital adrenal hyperplasia. Her body was producing male hormones naturally. She wasn't simply a female. She wasn't easily defined as male either. She was intersex. Meron siyang dalawang. And over time, the confusion faded because this wasn't about becoming someone else. It was about discovering who she had always been. Jennifer chose a name that finally made sense, Jeff. But there was a problem. The law didn't agree. On paper, she was still a female. Ito ay makikita sa kanyang birth certificate. And in the eyes of the state, that could not be changed. So Jeff went to court. Nag-file siya ng petition for correction of entries and birth certificate filed by Jennifer B. Kagandahan. The following changes of entries and birth certificate: the name Jennifer Kagandahan and change to Jeff Kagandahan, and gender from female to male. To prove her claim, she presented Dr. Michael Sionson of the Department of Psychiatry, University of the Philippines, Philippine General Hospital. Dr. Sionson issued a medical certificate stating that the respondent's condition is known as a congenital adrenal hyperplasia. He explained that genetically, the respondent is female, but because her body secretes male hormones, her female organs did not develop normally. She has two sex organs, female and male. He testified that his condition is very rare and that Kagandahan's uterus is not fully developed because of lack of female hormones and that she had no monthly period. He further testified that the respondent's condition is permanent and recommended a change of gender because the respondent has made up her mind, adjusted to her chosen role as a male, and the gender change would be advantageous to her. The government pushed back. They argued that sex is fixed at birth. The law does not allow this, but Jeff's body told a different truth. The case reached the Supreme Court, and the question became, who gets to decide who you are? A document written at birth, or the reality your body reveals over time? The court chose to listen to Kagandahan. They ruled in Jeff's favor, not because he wanted to change his sex, but because his biology had already revealed it. Kung sabi ng korte, Kung wala namang batas sa bagay na iyan, ang korteng ito ay hindi didiktahan si Jeff sa personal niyang desisyon. It is a matter so innately private as one's sexuality and lifestyle preferences, much less on whether or not to undergo a medical treatment to reverse the male tendency of the CAH. Siya ang nakakaranas ng pagiging intersex. It is his human right to the pursuit of happiness and of health. This wasn't a transformation, it was a recognition. So therefore, Jennifer became Jeff, not by rewriting his identity, but by finally aligning the law with the truth. Because sometimes the law gets it wrong, and sometimes it listens. That is the story of Republic versus Kagandahan, wherein sa wakas, no, nagkaroon na siya ng freedom to express his identity.